Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dylan Rich. I'm Senior Class President of the Class of 2021, and I'm here to welcome you. Students, faculty and staff, school board members, family, and friends. On behalf of the Class of 2021, I would like to welcome you to our commencement ceremony. For the past 13 years, each of you has invested time, money, and a lot of love into our lives and futures. Today, we hope to repay you and show our appreciation for all that you have done. As we walk across the stage and end this journey, we hope that you will join in our excitement to begin another. I would like to introduce those seated in the staging area and ask each to stand as I call his or her name. Please hold your applause until I have introduced everyone. Board of Directors, Dr. Casey Model, President. Dr. Kenneth G. Harris, Jr., Vice President. Ms. Gina White, Secretary. Mr. Blake Bell. Dr. Jeff Root. Mr. Clark Tennyson. Board member Ms. Ida Tramble could not be with us today, but sends her congratulations to the Class of 2021. The administrators seated in the staging area are Superintendent Dr. Carla Nethery, Director of Curriculum and Instruction Dr. Jeanette Turner, Director of Support Services Mr. Jimmy King, AHS Principal Ms. Callie Hunley, AHS Assistant Principal Mr. Trent Smith, and AHS Dean of Students, Mr. Garrett Garner. Our faculty speaker today is Mr. Steve Patterson. Thank you all for being a part of our commencement. You may be seated. These flowers in front of the podium, or on the left and right of the podium, have been placed in memory of Coach Jasper Benton. Once again, on behalf of the Class of 2021, I would like to thank you for being part of our commencement. Now, Ms. Callie Hunley will recognize our summa cum laude graduates. Thank you.
Today, we want to recognize the Arkadelphia High School graduates who have earned summa cum laude status. These graduates have earned a GPA of 4.001 or better and a composite ACT score of 21 or better with no subscore lower than 19. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all names are called. Caroline Margaret Bennington. Rachel Nicole Bosley. Megan Ashley Cooper. Graceanne Claire Covington. Carson Speed Kraft. Danny Vartanian Curl. Taylor Madison Dunkelgod. Kyla Mackenzie Elgus. Kennedy Taylor Garrett. Lily Grace Kesterson. Lamaya Deshay Luster. Haley Nicole McLean, Shepard Patrick Molinari, Madison Paige Morris, Kerrigan Lace Overturf, Michael Dylan Rich, Dave D. Rohant, Jenna Faith Taylor, Roger Gage Ward, Zachary James West. Thank you.
Good morning. Our summa cum laude speaker for the class of 2021 is Megan Ashley Cooper, the daughter of Hope Mitchell and Stanley Cooper. Megan is a member of the Young People's Department of St. Paul AME Church and of the Upward Bound program. She serves as Vice President of FBLA and is also a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and DECA, as well as serving in various offices of the Student Council, this year as Senior Class Secretary. Megan is a 4-year Badger Scholar and was selected for Girls State last year. This year, she won first place in accounting in a state FBLA competition. Megan plans to attend the University of Central Arkansas to major in nursing and later become a pediatric nurse. Please welcome our speaker, Megan Ashley Cooper.
Good morning. I would first like to thank all the faculty, students, families, and friends for being here today and joining us on this amazing celebration of moving from one chapter of life to another. We know that we are one of the best classes to come through this school, even though in earlier years, some people told us we might not amount to anything, but we have proven them wrong. Standing here today, we have beaten the odds and successfully finished as one. What makes this graduation so special is that even COVID-19 didn't stop us from succeeding in the classrooms, on the playing fields, and in the organizations. Today, I would like to break down the word COVID into the parts that teaches us the 5 keys to success. C, communication. Communication is key. Some of us haven't spoken to each other in at least a year. It is hard to communicate if we don't see people often. Although we couldn't see each other in person, we have all kinds of technology to keep us together. We have to keep pushing and fighting through anything that may come our way. Other generations might say our communication sucks. Might be horrible, but we have the best communication of them all. The world is changing, and it has made it possible to still communicate with one another, even when the world isn't on our side. Communication keeps us together. O, opportunities. Thanks to COVID, we have 100 opportunities placed at our fingertips to use, which makes us so special. We have the opportunity to go to school as normal or go to school and work at the same time. We were able to test out networks to see how the future will go. Opportunities may come and go, but the choices we make will stay in our lives forever. Using that opportunity can change simple things like the education for our future generations as a whole. Victorious. COVID has most importantly taught us how to be victorious. On the TV sitcom Victorious, we grew up to the lyrics, "You don't have to be afraid to put your dreams in action." When everything was against us, we became victorious, and that's why we are sitting here today. Thanks to the COVID challenge, we know how to be victorious, whether it's by ourselves or with a crowd of people supporting us. If we put our dreams into action, we will be victorious. I, independence. Independence can be good and bad, because let's face it, our graduation right now seems as if it was a class reunion, because some of us haven't seen each other in a year. We were able to fight adversity and beat the odds and be independent in a time where being independent is the only way we could succeed. With all the guidelines and changes in our lives, learning how to be independent is one of the key goals for our success. And lastly, D, don't give up on our dreams. Don't give up on our dreams because of what society gives us. If we had given up because of COVID had come into our lives, we wouldn't be sitting in these seats right now. Timon said it best on The Lion King. When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back against the world. We learned that our dreams are what motivate us to be great in this world. And when the world is against us, we should never give up on them, no matter how hard it may be. Although our world is changing, and sometimes things don't seem to be going our way, life as we know it must go on. We have beaten every obstacle and finished together. I couldn't be happier to speak for a wonderful class like the class of 2021. So on behalf of the amazing, strong, and wonderful class of the class of 2021, I would like to thank everyone for coming to support us. And to my fellow classmates, I love y'all. I can't wait to see what the world has in store for us. Until we meet again, thank you. Steve Patterson is the 36-year veteran of the Arkadelphia High School, where he teaches English and coaches golf and soccer. He also advises the student council and coaches the high school quiz bowl team, which has won the 4-H state championship for 4 years. He has been named Teacher of the Year for Arkadelphia High School. Mr. Patterson is the past president of the Arkansas Governors Quiz Bowl Association Board of Directors, and also serves as the senior high tournament coordinator for the state. For the past several years, he has served as the quiz master for the state final broadcast of the State Quiz Bowl on AETN. He serves for 21 years as a secretary on the board of directors for the Miss Arkansas Outstanding Teen Scholarship Pageant, and he has also judged numerous local pageants. Mr. Patterson has also served churches across the southern Arkansas as youth minister and associate pastor, including Nashville Baptist Church, Park Hill Baptist Church, First Baptist Church, and Third Street Baptist Church in Arkadelphia. He holds a BA and an MSE from Ouachita Baptist University and is a proud supporter of the Tigers. For many years, he has served as the public address announcer for Arkadelphia football and basketball, as well as the Badger Pride Marching Band. And his greatest joy is supporting the Badgers in whatever activity they are competing. With no further ado, Mr. Steve Patterson.
Thank you, Megan, for that very kind introduction. I'm honored that Megan Cooper introduced me because she's one of Arkadelphia's brightest lights. But that speech, if I had good sense, I would just sit down after saying thank you. I agree with Megan. But good sense and I have never been close companions, so here I go. I've had the privilege of speaking at several graduation ceremonies over the course of my time here, and I know that I may have told the last class I spoke to that they were the best ever, but it turned out I was wrong. This group sitting in front of me, the class of 2021, this group is the greatest class to ever walk the halls of Arkadelphia High School. Many of you sitting in front of me spent much of your junior year telling me that you were ready to get out of here and move on. But in the last few weeks, I've heard from several of these same folks that are now not so sure about leaving Arkadelphia High School. Suddenly faced with starting anew, you're not sure about leaving what you know and are familiar with and moving on to the unknown. And that is scary. Not Slavin's test scary, but it's still pretty scary. Look around you, graduates. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but today is the last day you will ever see all of these classmates again. Like I said, scary. Or maybe a relief for some of you. You can choose your poison. But an ending is also exciting. Here's a truth that you're about to realize here in just a very few minutes. Every ending demands a new beginning, an opportunity to renew yourself, a chance to even reinvent yourself, the possibility of learning new things, and maybe even the chance for some of you to fall in love. And how do I know that you're the greatest class ever? Because I'm sure there are parents up there saying, no, we were the best class ever. Well, I know that because, number one, you're all survivors. You are. You are survivors. The world's worst medical crises in the last 100 years, and you've survived. The most difficult year in education that I have ever seen, and you survived that as well. In fact, you not only survived, but many of you have thrived. Sometimes it was tough, but you worked on assignments late into the night, all while depending on your inner strength and brain power, or maybe Google and cut and paste, or a combination of those things. But the point is you did it, and here we are today. When I was much younger, we lived on the Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri. Dad decided one day that I needed to learn how to swim, so he took me out in the boat a little ways and threw me in. And I struggled, but I made it back to shore. And every few weeks, he would take me farther out and throw me in, and I would swim back to shore until I became a good swimmer. You know, it really didn't turn out to be that difficult. The hardest part was getting out of that burlap bag he would put me in. It's a good thing you know how to survive, because that trait is going to come in pretty handy in your lives. I mean, one of these days you're going to have to do your own laundry, and you don't want pink to be your signature color all through life. I'm just saying, you can plan all you want, and I encourage you to do so, but life has a way of disrupting and overturning our perfect plans. Jobs will end, relationships will end, and heck, even life draws to an end. But the good news is that, as I said earlier, every ending has a new beginning. That's what today is all about. We are here to say congratulations to all of you, but also goodbye and good luck. We're sending you out today into the wild, hoping and praying we have taught you enough to survive whatever challenges come your way, and maybe even be better for each new experience. We hope you will see this ending today as a new beginning, a chance to spread your wings and fly, a chance to do something new and exciting. The sad fact is, we can do nothing more for you. So go. Get out of here. We want you to go and make us proud, but more importantly, we want you to make yourself proud. Today is an obvious ending, but it's also an obvious opportunity for you to begin again. I will not sugarcoat it. Endings are hard. Beginnings can be scary. What will see you through these starting over times? Is it going to be your physical and mental strength, your friends and your family, your good looks? I mean, that's always been my go-to. But some of you are going to need more than that. All of these things will help, but I've discovered that the single most important trait to get you through endings and hard times and to start new beginnings is your attitude. On my home bulletin board, or what non-teachers call their refrigerators, I have this quote: "The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life." Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill is. It will make or break a company, a church, or a home. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude that we will embrace each day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing that we can do is play on the one string we do have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. I have met people over the years who react to every situation negatively. Their parents should have named them Eeyore. Others see every difficulty as an opportunity to get angry. Still others remain cynical and frustrated throughout their lives because of perceived injustices. Those are all options for you, and the person they destroy the most is you. I suggest another option. As you go through life, be positive. Choose joy. Choose to see the potential in every ending. I love the words of Paul to the church at Philippi. Finally, my brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is noble, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on these things. Paul was telling us that the key to a good attitude is focusing on the positive. That's the way I've tried to live my own life, and I hope that you will too, because you'll save yourself a lot of heartache. I will close with a quote from comedian Jerry Seinfeld that I've used in every one of my graduation speeches. He said, "Life truly is a ride. We're all strapped in and no one can stop it. When the doctor slaps your behind, he's ripping your ticket and away you go. And as you make each passage from youth to adulthood to maturity, sometimes you put your arms up and scream in delight, and sometimes you just hang on to that bar in front of you. But the ride is the thing. I think the most you can hope for at the end of life is that your hair's messed up, you're out of breath, and you didn't throw up." Notice again, attitude plays the starring role in that quote. From this moment on, choose to lift up your arms, scream in delight, and enjoy the ride. Your life will be so much better for it. Class of 2021, those at Arkadelphia High School love you, and we wish the very best for you. Now, get out of here and make something of yourself. And for heaven's sake, learn to do your own laundry.
Mr. Patterson, on behalf of the class of 2021, we accept your challenge to move forward with a good attitude towards new beginnings. All of us are grateful to our family, friends, and teachers for your support and guidance. I remember the first day of freshman year as if it were yesterday. My mom driving me to Duncan to meet my best friends, her taking first day of school pictures to post on Facebook, the giddiness I was feeling because it's the first day of high school. My best friends and I all piled into one of the mom's cars and headed to the high school. I remember all of us crying because of how nervous we were about high school as we texted our moms to try and calm our nerves. At least we had Duncan. First day of senior year, a little different. I remember doing our same little Duncan tradition with my same best friends. But this year, instead of heading to school, I headed home to my desk in my bedroom in my new school environment, crying to my mom because of how different this year would be. But some things never change. At least I still had my Duncan. I will never forget all of the adults telling me how fast time flies in high school, and I never believed it until now, standing here in front of my classmates, graduating. Despite our junior year getting cut short, this year not experiencing the excitement that Friday at school brings, and the long and boring weeks many of us had to experience in quarantine, we made it. Thank you to our teachers and staff for making this difficult year a little less difficult, and to our parents for being here for us through it all. As we all head off our own separate ways, I hope you all remember, once a Badger, always a Badger. Thank you.
We are pleased to include, as part of this ceremony, the presentation of medallions for honor graduates for cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude status, and for advanced diplomas. The descriptions for these distinctions are listed in your program. The parents of these honor graduates will present the medallions to their children. Members of the Arkadelphia School Board, Dr. Nethery, faculty, parents, and guests, as principal of Arkadelphia High School, it is my distinct privilege to formally present to you the 2021 graduating class. In presenting this class, I certify that they satisfactorily have met all the requirements for the diplomas that they will receive. Will the graduates in the staging area please rise? Michael Dylan Rich. Kyla Monique Gully. Megan Ashley Cooper. Rocky Ray Hughes, Jr. Michaela Nicole Middleton. Caroline Margaret Bennington. Anna Marie Catherine Cobb. Elgin Ray Williams. Alexander Remington Adams. Jessica Elizabeth Allen. Sarah Michelle Allen. Haley Marie Allen Nix. Garian Shamar Allison. Aaliyah Janae Arnold. Taylor Darion Berry. Daisha Nicole Bivens. Nicholas Carter Black. Trey Allen Bledsoe. Rachel Nicole Bosley. India Ashay Brown. Chase Christopher Nazaree Browning Langstaff. Hannah Grace Calhoun. Eric Cervantes. Mauricio Antonio Cervantes. Victoria Cervantes. Benjamin Cervantes, Jr. Kira Selexis Charles. Dazzlin Shalise Colvin. Isaac Gregory Conant. Grace Ann Claire Covington. Carson Speed Craft. Danny Bartanian Curl. Denisha Monique Dangerfield. Kanisha Ashanti Dangerfield. Preston Andrew DeMorrow. Gracie Lorraine Dunaway. Taylor Madison Dunkelgod. Emma Catherine Durand. Tyler Maurice Edwards. Kyla Mackenzie Elgus. Anaya Nicole Evans. John Benton Fairchild. Jackson Wayne Forthman. Logan Dean Garner. Tanner Lane Garner. Kennedy Taylor Garrett. Nyan Vipul Gadella. Felicity Marie Griffith. Anaya Simone Gully. Adrian Lee Hale. Hayden Coy Harris. Kyler Amon Hayes. Jerelan T. Hayward. Adrian John Hickson. Sydney Ann Holmes. Zane Sharon Huddleston. Jashawn Jaha Hunter. Joseph Allen Jester. Abigail Corinne Jones. Kaylin Tyler Jones. Lily Grace Kesterson. Christian M. Langley. Olivia Jade Marie Locke. Lamaya Deshay Luster. Carson Ethan McAnally. Elijah Jerome McBride. Haley Nicole McLean. Romeo Javion McClure. Demetria Jenny Victoria McDuffie. Justin George Miller. Shepherd Patrick Molinari. Mary Isabel Morgan. Madison Page Morris. Ashley Nicole Murphy. Keelan Jamal Nelson. David Ricardo Noriega. David O'Peary. Kerrigan Lace Overturf. Dante Ramsey Page. Kyler Jaden Pfeiffer. Joey Dale Pollard. Latanya Denise Unique Price. Brittany Nayrath Quintero. Miranda Lee Rainey. Adamari Talmananco Rivera. Ray Angel Rivera. Andrew Robinson Rogers. Elizabeth Rodriguez. Dave D. Rohant. Kaylin Rook Sims. Zane Alexander Rosewell. Corbin Lamont Saldana. Octavio Javier Saldana. Haley Marianne Schweitzer. Caitlin Francesca Scott. Slow down. Jim Colton Skinner. Charles Leon Smith. Rayshawn Lois Smith. Tristan Leroy Statham. Michael DeMaurier Stewart. Emma Sakura Taylor. Jenna Faith Taylor. Braden Jaheim Thomas. Rebecca Christine Thomas. Tiana Moray Thomas. Benjamin Eli Tibbs. Kiasia Deshay Tilson. Catherine Isis Marie Turner. Roger Gage Ward. Gabriella Anna Marie Wimpy. Zachary James West. Elijah Lamont Wheeler. Ashari Lene Whitaker. Elizabeth Nicole Willman. Caitlin Elaine Taylor Wilson. Logan Thomas Wilson. I proudly present to you the 2021 graduates of Arkadelphia High School.
On behalf of the class of 2021, we thank you for sharing our commencement with us today. We especially thank our parents for their continuing support and our teachers for their willingness to work so hard to see that we graduate. Please stand as Anna Cobb leads our alma mater.